It seems like a cool guy. This doesn't seem like a to me. No?
Welcome everybody to another episode of...
Oh no, I can't see it in his eyes. I can't see it in his eyes. There was no identification. She was within her rights to make that video. I started acting like the voices in my head tell me I am. Okay, look, this guy is a freak. Dude, I'm saying don't discount her claims just because she's a crying non-white woman. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm still gonna laugh when a woman's crying. I still laugh. I can't help that. Okay, let's try this. There's a review or something. Let's hit the...
Hey, Charlie, did you hear the news? It's reviews.
Hi guys.
Thank you for the $5 check.
Why do right-wing jokes always go on for way too long?
Thank you.
2 years ago, YouTuber Daniel Greene threatened to wipe me off of social media. So if I disappear, you'll know who did it. If this behavior...
We intend to present these in the action against you in an effort to remove you from your platforms. This behavior occurs again and again. Action will be taken against you to block you from all social media platforms or take action to remove your site and prevent you from further posting.
Social media. So if I disappear, you'll know who did it. If this behavior occurs again, action will be taken against you to block you from all social media platforms. We will take action to remove your site and prevent you from further posting. Let's talk about why. In June of 2023, I made a video and posted it here on YouTube. It was titled, "A Conversation About Manipulation, Consent, and Assault." It was a general video on, just a discussion of consent and assault and all that. In it, I gave a very brief and vague personal example. I said that I had a friend turn out to not be a friend, and that he assaulted me, and that I had been in contact with a person who said he assaulted her.
Okay.
Again, I did not identify who I was talking about at all. I did not say what this person's name was. I did not describe what they looked like. I did not describe where they lived, where they were from, what they did for work. Nothing.
So that was... Okay. Was it possible to discern
hey guys, it is
from the original video who she was talking about, though?
In the morning, and I touched up my roots yesterday, so I got splotches of dye in my face, but that's fine. I was just ruminating in the shower. And I just wanted to have a little talk, a discussion. I was just going to do this on Instagram, but I want to hear from, more people, so I figured I would make an actual video, and ask YouTube as well. I genuinely feel like manipulation and intent and all that should be included in the conversation of assault. For example, about 2 months ago, I had a friend turn out to not be a friend because he did shit I didn't want, he coerced me, all that. He basically went home and then was like, "You bring out the worst of me," and then blocked me and hasn't spoken to me since. And on one hand, there was a part of me that was like, well, that was assault, but there was another part of me that was like, you didn't fucking fight back, so, and I was basically this man's therapist for 3 fucking years. And as I slowly...
Okay, this doesn't sound particularly identifying right now. I mean, unless there's someone that was in her videos the last 3 years and suddenly disappeared.
Unraveled his story and figured it out and kind of figured out why he does what he does. It was all like a revelation to him, and now he's in therapy, blah, blah, blah. I recently got in contact with somebody he assaulted 7 years ago. And as she and I have been talking, it has become blatantly clear that none of what I figured out was a revelation. This man has been doing the same things, he has been using the same excuses, he's been manipulating and lying and coercing for almost a decade. So at that point, it's like, okay, you know, looking into laws and stuff like that. Every law is explicitly like, if you did something and then you regret it after, it's not assault. But they don't take into account how good so many predators are.
Okay, this is a very suspicious story. Very suspicious story here. Very concerned about this framing now. Yeah, correct. If you do something and then regret it after, that's not assault. Now, it could be the case that she was deceived, like completely deceived. This guy lied about something that was vitally important to the sexual interaction. And she wouldn't have consented if he didn't lie about that thing. That could be the case, but we'll see.
For almost a decade. So at that point, it's like, okay, you know, looking into laws and stuff like that. Every law is explicitly like, if you did something and then you regret it after, it's not assault. But they don't take into account how good so many predators are at lying and setting up the situations. I found this conversation with him that I had actually taken a photo of. Basically, when I got back from Vegas, which is where he did it, we were still friends, but my mind was...
It wouldn't legally qualify as rape, I don't think, in most places. But I think rape by deception, there's a good argument in a lot of cases. I don't know if I'm fully sold on the concept, but, you know, the reality is that you can't just lie to someone to make them do things. And that's not okay. That is a form of coercion, a form of subverting their agency.
Was like, yeah, no, that was fucked up. You need to start.
It's also just unbecoming. You shouldn't have to lie to people, okay?
You know, capturing the proof, because this man never said anything unless he was on, like, video chat or...
Especially not women. If you're having to lie to women, you're, like, in the mud. You're fucking up.
Person. But reading that conversation that I'd photographed, it was so clear that he knew exactly what to say. Nothing he said was incriminating. Everything was like a... Anyway, basically, the point is, if I had been the only person, I would have been like, okay, that was fucked up. You piece of shit. Go to therapy. But it's, you know, discovering that it was all premeditated, and it was all planned, and for 3 years, it was just like manipulating and building up to this, and he's been doing it for 7 years. It's kind of like... At that point, 100%, it is assault. And then you look at other, you know, this happens quite a lot, where I'm just going to use men and women as an example. You can swap the genders and not all men, but I'm just going to, you know, for example. You know, there's a lot of men, not all, that will date and say things that basically make the person they're dating feel as though, okay, they are looking for long-term, this is something that they're going for. Eventually they reach a point where they're like, okay, yep, I will sleep with this person. That person, woman in this situation, she is consenting to an intimate experience with someone that she has trusted and is getting to know and wants to be with her in the long term, and has essentially made her feel that way emotionally. And then a lot of the times they'll fuck, and then the guy will be like, alright, peace. That's assault. You know? And then, you know, if the woman...
If it's like a fully intentional deception, I can see an argument here. The thing is that you're not like entitled to someone's time past that, you know, like someone can change their mind at any time. They can just be like, oh, actually, no, I'm not looking for a long-term thing. And they're not obligated to stay with you in a long-term thing, otherwise they've raped you beforehand. But it's just I see the argument with a deliberate deception. Like let's say there's like you're like seeing some girl who's raised super Christian, right? Giga Christian, maybe even still is Christian, but it doesn't really matter. Point is, they're like super like don't want to fuck anyone early because and feel like, you know, they're gonna have a bunch of psychological issues if they fuck someone they don't fully trust. If you just like lie to that person and totally fry their fucking brain by ditching them the moment you fuck, that's kind of like, I mean, that kind of does enough psychological damage, I feel like, and you knew it would. I'm not too against calling that shit, like some shit like that, assault. It's like I don't know if assault is the right term. Assault is not the right term. It's like it's rape by deception. You could argue rape by deception. You are subverting consent in a way that you can easily foresee harm from by deception. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Wait, how about now? Can you hear me? Still hear me? There we go. Okay, sorry. Yeah, my mic just totally fucked up. What was I saying? If it's a deliberate knowing deception to get someone to engage in an action, engage in a sexual action that you know they otherwise wouldn't, I think you can call that rape by deception. That is rape by deception. I'm not seeing a good argument against it other than, well, I just don't care. Well, I just don't care. It's like you saying something like that just makes me think that, you know, you're feeling attacked. If that's the only response you've got. So wearing makeup is rape. No. How would that be right? They can see you're wearing makeup. They can see. Unless they're retarded. So, like, completely retarded. They can see the person's wearing makeup. They can see how they look. And you make a decision based on that. I get the logic, but it's retarded in both cases, but it's not retarded in both cases. It's retarded in the makeup case, because the person looks like that. You can tell they're wearing makeup, so they might not look like that underneath when the makeup's taken off. But then you're arguing this, you can make the same arguments like clothes if you take it to that level. You can still see how the person looks, and you can make a judgment based on that. If you're having information deliberately obscured from you, or contrary information being given, that's a different thing. So I don't think it's... Yeah, I don't see a good argument there. What's this? Aiden's sending me some black shit. Oh, man. See, guys, look at what makeup can do, guys. Look, you can't even tell it's him. First attempt at makeup, what are your thoughts? Makeup is so deceiving, guys. You just can't tell.
And is like, well, okay, fuck. Now I feel completely used. I feel completely violated. Especially when it comes to the things of, you know, you thought you were going to have some kind of sex and then he did something that you didn't fucking want. But then the police are like, but you consented to it. Now you're just regretting it afterwards. What do you think? Obviously, this would just open a can of worms for a whole bunch of other problems and, you know, false reports and shit. But I genuinely believe that, like, in
Danny, known CTE patient, suffering in chat, asking questions that were being answered, addressing points that have already been spoken through.
Intent and manipulation needs to be a part of the conversation when it comes to consent. Especially, you know, when you look into laws, it's like, okay, what counts as sexual assault? Non-consensual penetration. If you look into the laws in Nevada, in Vegas, it is only assault if there was penetration. Otherwise, you...
So today, if there's an expectation of the person will be able to see through it, if you can see through the deception or you know the deception is there, you have an opportunity to question it. If you would not fuck someone, if it is a thing for you that you would not fuck someone if they don't look as attractive as they do in makeup without it, if that's a requirement for you, then you should know when you see someone with makeup on, you need to ask them what they look like without makeup. Otherwise, don't fuck them. Or you need to get into a situation where you can see them without makeup before you fuck them. If someone is telling you about their intention, there is no way for you to check that. You ask them, and they just report an intention to you. They say, are you looking for something long-term? Yes. What do I go and check that against? I can't just throw water over the person's face and see their real intention. There's no... The point is, yeah, it is... If you can see through the deception, it's not really a deception. You can question it. You can interrogate it. You can check it. But you've chosen not to. In the case of the Christian girl, you are lying. You are lying to her. You are manipulating. You're coercing.
You have to file under... what is it? Grossness and lewd behavior? But that's basically if you whipped out your dick in public. Like, so you have to either be flat out assaulted, and then there's no other middle ground.
So leading them on without directly telling them you want something long-term is okay. I think it's not good, but I think there's a difference between the sort of deception where you just like aren't, you know, sure. Like there's some guys that will play in like the ambiguity of not being sure about stuff and like be like, oh, I don't know, and let it go on and on and on, but know that the women's more invested in them. Sure, that's not gonna happen. That's not good. It's not like a good thing to do. But it's not rape by deception in the same way that just straight up lying to someone, creating a false version of yourself that they will sleep with, and then sleeping with them, then ditching them is like a deception, right?
Ground. I'm fine. As fucked up as it was, and it did make my PTSD go through the roof. And that's another thing. Obviously, anyone watching this that's kind of been through some fucked up emotional manipulation.
Strongwind has a mental disability.
That leaves you with PTSD as well. You know, it's not just the physical assault that fucks people up. It's the emotional assault. And like so many people consent to things that they didn't actually want. They just did it for the person that they were interested in, and they were like, this might go somewhere. And then if that person was actually a predator, chances are they did shit that you didn't really want, left you feeling kind of skeezy. You're like, you know, maybe this could be okay if they like apologize, and then they're like, all right, peace, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I have to know more details here. It could be that she was straight up just like this guy did just, I struggle to believe it because it's a 3-year-long relationship, not a dating relationship, but a 3-year-long friendship and all that. So I struggle to believe that for that entire time they were able to construct a completely different version of themselves that you would sleep with, and then they completely fucked her over and ruined her psyche. I just don't see that as possible here. I would need a lot of incredibly compelling information to see the rape by deception case here.
Like I was assaulted, but I can't call it that. People are fucked up. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this matter? So that's the conversation I want to have. I think that...
Do you think that if Hamas kidnapped Mr. Beast, they could stave off a full-scale US invasion?
Okay, thank you for the $10, Jimberly. I think there's a good chance. Can someone do a Mr. Beast power scaling video? So, I mean, the guy's not identifiable from this. So I don't really, like, even if I think her conclusions are kind of dumb about it being raped by deception, based on the information she's given so far, I don't know that I have an issue with her saying it. Well, I mean, if you want to say, like, your anonymous story about a bad experience you had, go for it. Like, there's no issue with that.
Manipulation and long-term, even short-term lying to get what you want needs to be a part of the conversation when it comes to consent. Because some people consent to things and then find out that it was not at all what they thought it was. Does that make sense? So, someone consenting to sleep with someone because they're dating and it's going somewhere and they feel safe and that's what it's going to be, that's what they consented to. If that person then has sex with them and is like, if that person then has sex with them and is like, all right, cool, that's all I wanted, you're an idiot for believing my lies, they didn't consent to that. And I'm not saying that's what happened to me, but like just an example, there's a lot of people who have been through this. So for anyone that has experienced this, what do you think? Obviously there's more extreme cases. You know, for some it's like, yeah, that happened, but it wasn't so bad. And for some it's like, yeah, no, I felt completely manipulated and lied to and assaulted, and it's been following me, and I can't describe why, because people tell me it's not assault. You know? Ugh. Anyway, I'm running out of battery, so that's perfect timing. Let me know. What do you guys think? For 3 years, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
Okay. Well, I need to know, like, what level did this deception go to? Because this, like, there's not enough details for me to truly come down strong on that. Let's watch the new video.
Hi guys, 2 years ago, YouTuber Daniel Greene threatened to wipe me off of social media.
Daniel Greene. This guy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to what might...
He does, like, fantasy stuff. Is it this guy, yeah? It seems like a cool guy. This doesn't seem like a rapist to me. No?
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of...
Oh, no, I can't see it in his eyes. I can't see it in his eyes. No, I can't see it.
Of fantasy news. I'm your disheveled goblin host Daniel Greene, and today we just have a thickum boy of fantasy news to get through. I've been told by like other people in the media space that I've talked with that cover news.
Pretty much
like,
every guy I've met with some, like, you know,
January, February.
Like, I'm not even sure that his eyes are actually this blue in real life anyway. It seems like the pink and red on his eyelids is quite exaggerated, so I'm imagining the colors are exaggerated. His eyes are not this piercingly blue. in person. I do not believe. Yeah, A50 filter. So I don't believe him to truly look like that. But pretty much every guy I've met that's got, you know, like this kind of blue eye, this is like they've all had consent issues. All consent issues every time.
February is the slowest time of year.
So that was a lie.
Not in my experience. That has not been the case. In fact, the last episode of Fantasy News was the best performing ever. So thank you so much, everyone who made that the case. I really
I don't know why we're watching this anyway. We're not watching this. We need to watch her video about him being a rapist.
So if I disappear, you'll know who did it. If this behavior occurs again, action will be taken against you to block you from all social media platforms. We will take action to remove your site and prevent you from further posting. Let's talk about why. In June of 2023...
Look, people are agreeing with me in chat. People are agreeing with me. You can see about the blue eye profiling. People are agreeing with me. 100%. Guys with blue eyes like that, always rape.
I made a video and posted it here on YouTube. It was titled, A Conversation About Manipulation, Consent, and Assault. It was a general video on, you know, just a discussion of consent and assault and all that. In it, I gave a very brief and vague personal example. I said that I had a friend turn out to not be a friend, and that he assaulted.
So guys, we're going to do an I will be happy goal, okay? Huge I'll be happy goal going up right now. I'll be happy smile. Goal going up, guys.
Me. And that I had been in contact with a person who said he assaulted her. Again, I did not identify who I was talking about at all.
What would you call it if a woman calls it rape by deception? She's actually changing her mind from learning more about that. Well, yeah, exactly. That's why it's like a hard thing to kind of like come down on and prove. Because, like, yeah, it is fine if you do, you know, fuck someone, and even if it's just, you know, then like not good in bed or some shit. That's like a totally fine reason. Like people will act like that's some fucking horrible thing to drop someone over, but ultimately, if that's something you prioritize, then I mean, that's your thing, right? Go for it. So it's fine. It's totally fine to drop someone for like any reason at any point, but just if you are actively deceiving to get them to do something that they otherwise wouldn't do, then that is I think that is rape by deception. It's just very difficult to prove, and it's just yeah, it's a complicated thing.
I did not say what this person's name was. I did not describe what they looked like. I did not describe where they lived, where they were from, what they did for work. Nothing. 8 days later, I received a cease and desist from Daniel Greene's lawyer, threatening me with a lawsuit, demanding that I take that video down in 24 hours, or they would sue me for slander and defamation. They would bury me under legal fees, and they would wipe me off of social media. Again, I never said that that video was about Daniel. Not once. I never identified who it was about.
Yeah, see, here's my thing, right, is we can say this woman's crazy or she's not got good evidence, but why is this guy reacting like this? There's an unnamed... like a video in which you are unidentifiable, where she just talks about this interaction feeling misled by you or whatever. And you're like coming down with full weight, like I'm gonna wipe you out. It's just, that's a very strange response.
I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. Daniel knows that. In fact, that was something that I said to his lawyer. I told his lawyer, I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. Daniel knows that.
Because it can be incredibly harmful to him, but I don't think you've got any right to make someone take some shit like that down if you're not identifiable in the video. I don't think you've got any right to do that. I think this woman can have whatever narrative that she wants, as long as she's implicated. She could literally just make shit up. And that would be totally within her rights. That would be totally within her free speech. Just do that.
He thinks that video's about him. That just says something about how he views his own behavior. So I did not take that video down. They gave me 24 hours or they would sue me. I never heard back from his lawyer, despite the fact that I asked her a direct question.
But people didn't. Okay, you can say we live in age of innocence. No one identified him. The video went up for over a year. There wasn't people identifying him, as far as I'm aware. This is just stuff that's happening behind the scenes.
Professional. As far as I know, I don't think he's a doctor. I'm assuming that was a typo, or they forgot to remove it from the template. I sent this cease and desist to someone, and she's read a lot of them in her life, and she said that this was one of the most aggressive cease and desist.
We're gonna try, guys. This is a first. This is a big step, okay, guys. This is a big step. We are pushing. Nope, you're a complete retard. Didn't invite him from yet. It's not your. You do not get to control what other people just say about their life, their narratives of their life. She can have whatever narrative of her life she wants. It's not literally not illegal. Not breaking any civil statutes. She can say whatever she wants. And morally, she can have whatever narrative of her life that she wants. As long as she doesn't, like, try and grift off of it in some crazy way. Like, ultimately, you can say whatever you want about your fucking life. Responding to something like that with insane legal action, saying you're going to wipe someone off of the internet, saying you'll wipe all their platforms out, is incredibly fucking strange. That is a strange response and makes me look at you as more guilty. There was no identification. She was within her rights to make that video. Making threats about it. I've not seen any support, any evidence that would make me think it was justified to make legal threats over this so far.
She had ever read in her life. She also said that
no, I think it's wrong to threaten legal action to silence people talking negatively about you, actually, unless it's defamatory in nature. I think actually people should be able to say whatever things they want, as long as it's not defamatory. Or I don't think you should make threats, actually.
If she hadn't known what this was about, she would have thought it was a cease and desist in regards to a bad review on Yelp for a doctor. Because they brought up Yelp like 8 times. They didn't want me talking about him ever again. But again, I never said that video was about him. Now, they also accused me of harassment and invasion of privacy, which I'm not afraid to address. I have nothing to hide. After what he did to me in Vegas, I reached out to his partner. Because I needed her to know that what had
bad start. Bad start.
Happened, I didn't want. I know what it's like to move country for somebody and then find out that they're a lying, cheating piece of shit. I needed her to know that I didn't want it.
Oh, wait, did he cheat on the partner? He cheated on the partner with this woman. No, okay. No, a bit more of an argument. Bit more of an argument to tell her. I see it a bit more.
I needed her to know that he was sober and wide awake. Fucking done crying about this shit. He was sober and wide awake, and I was half asleep and on drugs. Which he knew.
Okay, wait.
I'm crying about this shit. He was sober and wide awake, and I was half asleep and on drugs. Which he knew.
So, I mean, people have an immediate response, I think, to, like, drug-impaired stories, but there's absolutely, you know, there's absolutely some truth here. There could be some truth here. What is the situation here? What's, Dope, I'm going to try and sleep on the plane, so I have night energy. 840 milligram, I'm going to go to the pool now. Holy fuck, how high are you going to be? Good amount, 50 milligram.
Didn't she claim he committed a crime? That could be de facto defamation. I guess it depends on if he could be reasonably identified.
Yeah, I don't think if they can't be identified from the video, I don't think that count. I don't think you can claim defamation on that. I'm pretty sure that's an intrinsic part of it, a required part of it. So, milligrams of what? Milligrams of what? That's not going to be ecstasy if it's 40 milligrams, is it? 50 milligrams. It's not going to be ecstasy. Is that going to be Xanax? Or is it CBD gummy? Yeah, edibles. Really though, 50 milligram? A 50 milligram edible is fun time in space? Date of the messages, April 20th, 2023. Oh, 420. Oh, yep, okay. So, like a 50 milligram or edible or pill or something, or gummy?
I had arrived in Vegas in the morning, and I spent 420 just getting baked by the pool, taking 40 milligram edibles all day. Because it was fucking 420. I went to sleep because his flight was gonna land late in the evening.
Okay, so unless you're being like so we'll see. That I can understand weed impairs people, okay? And now I'm a little bit less sympathetic to like weed induced rapes versus like an ecstasy-induced rape or a GHB-induced rape. I'm more pliable to the heavier drugs, but I can see arguments to how this could play in. I'm reserving full judgment.
And it would be about midnight before he would arrive. I specifically asked him to bring coffee if he wanted to stay up and talk.
Got onboard Wi-Fi, thanks 20 minutes. I had to watch an ad for it, just wanted to say, so excited, can't wait to chill, smile. Nice. Could you buy iced coffees or something when you're at CVS in case you want to stay up and talk? I'm going to try and sleep now. I had a big dinner. Works for me, though we might try to crash and start early tomorrow, lol. Either way, I'm happy.
I specifically asked him to bring coffee.
He did not bring coffee.
No, let's just sleep. We'll hang out in the morning. He turned up at midnight, sober and awake, and pressured me, half asleep and on drugs, into sexual things that he and I had agreed beforehand would not happen.
I want more description of what the pressuring is. What's the coercing pressuring?
I repeatedly asked him if we could just sleep and talk in the morning. I was halfway through a sentence when he pushed me over and shoved his tongue in my mouth. He repeatedly tried to stick his penis in me, saying, come on, just a tip. I repeatedly pushed his penis away, saying,
Look, this is sounding pretty rapey if this is how the events happened. This is sounding like the standard, rapey, boundary-pushing behavior. If it happens as described. If it happened as described, that is just like, this guy sounds like a rapist.
Up and talk. I specifically asked him to bring coffee. He said, nope, let's just sleep, we'll hang out in the morning. He turned up at midnight, sober and awake, and pressured me, half asleep and on.
You're giving her far too much grace? No, I'm just listening to what she's saying and interpreting the story as it's told. You're like some kind of fucking retard. You feel free to call in.
On drugs, into sexual things that he and I had agreed beforehand would not happen. I repeatedly asked him if we could just sleep and talk in the morning. I was halfway through a sentence when he pushed me over and shoved his tongue in my mouth. He repeatedly tried to stick his penis in me, saying, come on, just the tip, just the tip. I repeatedly pushed his penis away, saying, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube. Because I have medical conditions. One of which is idiopathic hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. It can make sex very painful for me. I cannot self-lubricate or stretch, which he knows. He kept trying to shove it in me. I kept pushing his dick away, just repeating, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube. Jerking off onto me, moaning about how long he'd dreamt about it. It was fucking disgusting. The shit he said.
I mean, yeah, that's just like rape. I mean, if that happened, that is just like straight up rape.
I was half asleep and on drugs. I didn't fucking want it. He told me he wanted to take me on a friendship trip. He told me he wanted to spoil me as a friend. We agreed beforehand, we were just friends. He turned up at midnight.
Yeah, I mean, this is like giga male feminist, like male orbiter, you know, not orbiter in the Destiny sense, but orbiter in the woman sense behavior. I want to take you on a friend trip and spoil you. Friend trip is just like, this should read as rape trap to a woman. That's how that should read to you, is rape trap. Friend trip, rape trap. That's what that is. You are going to get, he's taking you there to rape you.
We agreed beforehand, we were just friends. He turned up at midnight and immediately went against his word. I didn't have time to fucking think. Anyway, I reached out to his girlfriend because I felt like shit. And I know what it's like to be cheated on, and it fucking sucks. She replied and asked. She asked me for the truth. I was at the airport when I received that message. I headed home to send her the truth. By the time I got home, she had asked me to leave her alone, which I completely understood. So I respected that and I left her alone. A handful of days later, she reached out to me again to call me a vile, despicable human being. It was that message that made it very clear to me that she had been asking him for the truth, and he was still lying. There's no way in fucking hell you do that to me, and then...
We were not having an affair, he was begging me for one. I talked him down from cheating multiple times.
Use me as a fucking scapegoat. Jesus Christ. Fucking disgusting. So, because she had once asked me for the truth and made it blatantly clear she had been asking him for it and that he was still lying, I sent her 8 pages that I had written, because this is how I fucking deal with shit. If I have something to say with somebody, I write it down and I make them listen.
Oh my god.
This was written and read to Daniel weeks before all of this. 8 pages. 1.5 pages of this was me calling him out for the way he had been treating me for 3 years. And 6.5 pages was me calling him out for his behavior in relationships and all the shit that he had been saying and doing behind his partner's back for 2 years. I had proof that I fucking fought for her. I had proof that I fought for their relationship. I begged him to fucking talk to her for 2 fucking years. Only to have him lie to get me alone, pressure me into sexual things that he agreed wouldn't happen, and then go home and use me as a scapegoat. She wanted the truth. He was still lying. He said she deserved to know everything, okay? He said she deserved to know everything, and by golly did I...
She deserved to know. It's all blanked out. My God, you didn't deserve this. I fucked up. I started acting like the voices in my head tell me I am. Okay, look, this guy is a freak. This guy's a freak. I need to see the rest of the message, but anytime you're like, getting caught saying, my God, you didn't deserve this. I fucked up. I started acting like the voices in my head tell me I am. I mean, there's a whole range of actions that I'm starting to think you might have done here, you know?
I agree. In fact, I had 8 pages of proof that I had been telling him that for 2 fucking years. So I sent it to her. If he had truly told her everything, this shouldn't have made a fucking difference, but it looks like it did. And in case he is denying having ever heard this, here is the exact date and time.
I've had some time to figure out my thoughts and write them down. Okay, sounds good. Okay,
I told him about it, the exact date and time I followed up about it, and the exact date and time we had that call. He thanked me for this. He thanked me on call, which I obviously don't have proof of. I unfortunately did not record our conversations. But 10 days later, completely of his own accord, he reached out to me again to thank me again for this very...
I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you. Got that literal wake-up call again. It meant a lot and motivated me to restart therapy. Yeah, this is a freak.
Real wake-up call. Okay? I have proof that he heard this and that he thanked me for it. I have proof he said she deserved to know the truth, and I have proof that she asked me for the truth. Weeks after that happened, I made my video, a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault. I did not think he was keeping tabs on me. At the time I received the cease and desist, I was already going through something. I was already dealing with some trauma. Oh, and by the way, he knew that I already had PTSD from previous trauma. I was already going through some shit. But this...
It's before the other screenshot. 1 minute. 12:06. Oh, yeah, wait, no, she said that, though. She said that. She said the first part of the document was about his lies and behavior before, and she read it to him or whatever, right?
Disgusting.
Thank you, Kuihman, for the wake-up call.
Alone.
Because of you, I started getting into racism again, and it literally turned my life around.
Thank you for the $5, Jimberly. Thank you.
And asked me for the truth. She asked me for the truth. I was at the airport when I received that message. I headed home to send her the truth. By the time I got home, she had asked me to leave her alone, which I completely understood. So I respected that and I left her alone. A handful of days later, she reached out to me again to call me a vile, despicable human being. It was that message that made it very clear to me that she had been asking him for the truth, and he was still lying. There's no way in fucking hell you do that to me and then use me as a fucking scapegoat. Jesus Christ. Fucking disgusting. So, because she had once asked me for the truth and made it blatantly clear she had been asking him for it and that he was still lying, I sent her 8 pages that I had written, because this is how I fucking deal with shit. If I have something to say with somebody, I write it down and I make them listen. This was written and read to Daniel weeks before all of this. 8 pages. 1.5 pages of this was me calling him out for the way he had been treating me for 3 years. And 6.5 pages was me calling him out for his behavior in relationships and all the shit that he had been saying and doing behind his partner.
I will probably always be a cheater.
Back for 2 years. I had proof that I fucking fought for her. I had proof that I fought for their relationship. I begged him to fucking talk to her for 2 fucking years. Only to have him lie to get me alone, pressure me into sexual things that he agreed wouldn't happen, and then go home and use me as a scapegoat. She wanted the truth. He was still lying.
I mean, that does basically sound like what happened. I'm going to be real. I'm not seeing a good argument against that kind of being the events here. He's in a relationship. He says to her, I want to take you on a friend trip and spoil you. And then they go to Vegas together. And then something happens there. She's exceedingly upset about it. He's very defensive about it. And he says that the voices in his head got a hold of him. And his ex is, or not his ex, his partner is now freaking out at her, thinking she's like a homewrecker. So we can reasonably interpret they probably something sexual happened on that trip. He lied to get her there, was in a relationship, and had been friends with her for years with no sexual contact from her, assumedly. So there's no reason to believe there was going to be sexual contact or that she was okay with sexual contact, otherwise it probably would have happened before. It all sounds like, based on the timeline of the relationship I'm getting here, it all sounds like this guy probably is like some kind of rapist. I don't know. Would need better evidence. Say for sure, but this is like weird as fuck.
He said she deserved.
Yeah, you could say, oh no, man, I'm not buying it, but you're not pointing out any holes in the evidence. So please get in Discord if you're actually going to try and put forth a claim here, or say that I'm misreading something or not getting the right interpretation. Actually pull up in Discord and talk about it. Stop being a pathetic, lonely F-slur, hiding in chat, typing out one-shot comments that don't address any of the arguments.
Deserve to know everything, okay? He said she deserved to know everything, and by golly did I agree. In fact, I had 8 pages of proof that I had been telling him that for 2 fucking years. So I sent it to her. If he had truly told her everything, this shouldn't have made a fucking difference, but it looks like it did. And in case he is denying having ever heard this, here is the exact date and time I told him about it, the exact date and time I followed up about it. Heard this? Here is the exact date and time I told him about it, the exact date and time I followed up about it, and the exact date and time we had that call. He thanked me for this. He thanked me on call, which I obviously don't have proof of. I unfortunately did not record our conversations. But 10 days later, completely of his own accord, he reached out to me again to thank me again for this very real wake-up call. Okay?
Okay, Spinal's coming on. I'm waiting. Where are you waiting? You're not in the Discord.
I have proof that he heard this and that he thanked me for it. I have proof he said she deserved to know the truth. And I have proof that she asked me for the truth. Weeks after that happened, I made my video, a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault. I did not think he was keeping tabs on me.
Okay, we saw this bit.
Finding out that someone who hurt you is keeping tabs on you and watching you, even though they blocked you. I kept that video fucking vague, and I did it on purpose because I didn't want to start shit. I never said it was about him, and I'm not saying that it is. What I am saying is that he said it was about him, and that he threatened to sue me if I didn't take it down within 24 hours. But I left it up, and it's been up for almost 2 years. I know people are gonna ask me why I didn't say something earlier. I wasn't ready. I mean, fuck, I thought I was ready, but I get... Jesus Christ. I guess not. But I have to do this. I have stayed silent for almost 2 years, and that silence has not been good for my mental health. I don't think I will ever truly know peace.
Look, wiggers are freaks. Anyone super into literature should be treated with caution. That's facts.
I
That is
allow him
facts.
to silence me. And in case you're wondering if there have been any allegations against Daniel, there was. He told me about it. That's the only reason.
Daniel Greene is a rapist. He raped me in the summer of 2016. He's a YouTuber now with hundreds of thousands of followers. Please don't follow him. He uses social justice for his own gain. He's a white straight man. He did many things without my consent. Then he raped me. He left me to leave his father's house bleeding.
I know about it. He told me it was false, and that there's no way it could be true, because he wasn't there at the time.
Some random Tumblr accused me of rape. At that point, I literally could not have been in that state. I think illicit boys, I'm trying to get buried. So I am immediately discrediting of this, because it is just like some random Tumblr. But I mean, maybe she's got more info or like something to put a hole in the story.
It was false, and that there's no way it could be true, because he wasn't there at the time. Turns out he told Discord something different. He told Discord...
I can say categorically that it was false. In 2016, I was living in Ireland from late summer to the end of the year. Before that, I only saw my dad for a couple of weeks out of the year. He was there the whole time because I was visiting him. This is someone taking what they know about me and trying to push it in something. I literally have receipts. I was either literally not where my dad lives or with him because I was visiting him. I wasn't really looking to have sexual encounters while visiting my dad in Nashville. So, okay, so he lied. So he lied.
Turns out he told Discord something different. He told Discord he was there, but he was only there to visit his father.
No, it's not essentially the same thing, because he's told this woman he wasn't in the state. Then in Discord, he said he was in the state, but he was with his dad the whole time. But that doesn't mean anything, because the Tumblr says he was in his father's house. So I don't know why we wouldn't expect him to be with his dad, even if that story was true. So no, it's not the same thing at all.
So, I'm not saying that a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault is about Daniel. I never did. I go to Vegas often to get tattooed.
It looked like it was just in like a public server. That Daniel guy is just in like a public server somewhere.
So, I'm not saying that a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault is about Daniel. I never did. I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. My Mamba Batok lives there. My spirit dad.
Okay. Cultural practitioner and traditional Filipino tattooer.
There.
Wow. Awesome.
My spirit dad. I have to say something. I want to fucking breathe again. Holy fucking Jesus, I thought I was done crying about this. If he did the things that I mentioned in that video, then that would mean it's a pattern. And if I woke up one day and saw another allegation somewhere, I would never forgive myself for saying nothing. Because Daniel likes to take his friends traveling. I wonder if they'll sue me over this. I'm not saying that other video is about him. I never did. This one's about him, and all I'm doing is sharing the cease and desist. All I'm doing is sharing the fact that he was keeping tabs on me even weeks after our friendship ended, and that he watched my video and that he said it was about him, even though I never did, and that he went to a law firm and told them it was about him, and that he sent a lawyer after me to bark like a fucking dog and threaten me into silence. He threatened to sue me, he threatened to bury me under legal fees, he threatened to wipe me off of social media if I didn't take that video down in 24 hours. After I got this, anytime I got an email, it's gonna happen again, I guarantee you, anytime I saw that little notification on my phone, my stomach would fucking drop. Because I was fucking terrified. It was his lawyer, again, coming after me to threaten me for something else.
Okay, what part is giving it Amber Heard? The Amber Heard thing was she said she was the sole victim, when really they were both toxic. This is some guy raped her. That's the story right now. Is some guy raped her. Where's the two-party thing? Where's the both of the bad guy thing here? Please, enlighten me. I'd love to hear it.
I spent a good year of my life looking over my shoulder, wondering what I couldn't say. Because apparently, if I talked about my life and the things that I have been through, even though, you know, even if I never say who the fuck it was, apparently he was gonna come after me for it.
Yeah, I don't care if you don't like us, Sarbash, you're fucking retard. I'm pretty sure I saw you getting something totally wrong about the video in chat a minute ago. I just didn't pick up on it because I was giving you an easy ride today. We're not doing the retarded misogyny shit, okay? We're not just going... Someone's fucking saying they got raped, just interrogate it as an actual claim and see what the evidence is like. And the evidence for this one is like relatively strong compared to a lot of them, given the sort of shit he's reacting with and the shit he said in his DMs. They're just... Oh, there's a non-white woman saying that she's got cultural connections to her homeland and she's crying, so she's lying. Piece of shit. It's like fucking retarded. It's like very low IQ, unlikable engagement. Yeah. Oh. 1 HP voice. 1 HP voice. Woman crying about being. Why are you crying about being raped, you stupid bitch? Why are you crying about being raped, you stupid? Like, dude, calm down. Calm down. Just what you really can't interrogate. You can't imagine that maybe, even if you don't think rape by deception is a real thing, you can see how the events that she's described could be traumatic to her, perhaps, right?
Sorry, not apparently confirmed. That's gonna happen again if I post this. But I want to feel okay again. And I don't think I ever will if I let him silence me. I will not let him silence me. And I will not let him bury this the way he likes things to get buried. I think his followers deserve to know what kind of a man he is. Because, as his own lawyer said, he's done a good job building a positive reputation.
Why is it always the blue eyes?
As a medical professional.
I give you the $5.
The kind of man he is when the cameras are not rolling. He's a liar and a cheater. He is a vile, despicable human being, and those words come straight from the mouth of his own partner. I don't know if they're still together. I'm not looking him up. I never want to see his face again. The first thing I did when our friendship ended, I went to YouTube, I clicked on an icon of his video, and I hit Do Not Recommend channel. Because I never wanted to see his face again. But it turns out he was keeping tabs on me.
Well, yeah, dude, I'm saying don't discount her claims just because she's a crying non-white woman. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm still gonna laugh when a woman's crying. I still laugh. I can't help that.
Is a vile, despicable human being. And the kind of man who would pressure one of his own best friends into sexual things while he's sober and awake, knowing very well that they are half asleep and on drugs. He is the kind of man to keep tabs on them, watch their videos, and hire a lawyer to try and threaten them into silence. He is the kind of man that would threaten a lawsuit, legal fees, and social media eradication over a video in which I never identified who I was talking about. That's the kind of man he is. I am done being silent. I don't know what's gonna happen. If I disappear, you'll know who did it. I don't fucking know. Maybe I'll receive another cease and desist. I wonder if he'll go with the same lawyer. She called him a medical professional. This was the revised version. It was titled Revised Cease and Desist. But they threatened defamation on a video that never said it was about him, and they called him a medical professional, and she accidentally sent me a blank email half an hour before the real one. So he might go with someone new. 4/20 of 2023, I spent alone in Vegas by the pool. 4/20 of 2024 was this. And I'm not having that this year. I am done being silent. I don't know what this is gonna do. I don't need this to blow up. I don't want this to blow up. I just fucking... I just can't stay silent. And there's no reason why this story needs to end with him getting away with it. Not when he went out of his way to attach his own name to that video. I never said it was about him. Not once. And I'm not saying that it is. What I am saying is that he threatened to sue me over it. So, yeah. If I disappear, you'll know who did it. I will not let him silence me. I will not let him.
Yeah, she makes it sound like he's gonna kill her there. But obviously the point of the point is that in the messages he says that he's gonna wipe her off of the platform. Right. Where was it? We intend to present these in action against you and in our efforts to remove you from your platforms. We will take action to remove you from your site and prevent you from further posting. So it's not about killing her. It's not what she's saying there. It does sound like that's what she's saying.
4/20. I never said it was about him. So, yeah. If I disappear, you'll know who did it. I will not let him silence me. I will not let him bury me.
But this is just a cease and desist. Awesome. Cease and desist / notice of invasion of privacy, defamation against Naomi King. This law firm represents Daniel B. Greene in action for libel, defamation, invasion of privacy, including punitive damage, attorney's fees, costs to be commenced against you immediately. If you are represented by legal counsel, please direct this letter to your attorney immediately. Have your attorney notify us of such representation. This firm intends to immediately file suit against you in defamation and invasion of privacy lawsuit arising from statements about Daniel B. Greene and his partner in 2 videos you have sent to Mr. Greene and his partner appearing below. We are also in possession of direct communication between you and Mr. Greene indicating the falsity of your allegations. Direct communications indicating the falsity of allegations. Whether, I mean, well, you don't know what that means. But if Daniel Greene's got issues for admitting it, then, I mean, he can get her on defamation for sure, right? If that is actually what they've got. More specifically, the statements in these 2 videos are highly defamatory and subject due to claim of libel per se and invasion of privacy. When proven at trial, you'll be asked to pay compensatory damages, punitive damages, and attorney's fees for these statements. Please accept this letter as a formal demand to immediately retract these statements and cease and desist from further dissemination of this information on any platform or email or publication. This information in any form. You are hereby directed to cease and desist all defamation publication of any statement saying Daniel B. Greene. Plaintiff Daniel B. Greene is a respected individual and media professional in the community and spent his life building a positive reputation. Nevertheless, we've informed that you have been maliciously spreading inaccurate and unfounded information that is that is damaging to his personal and professional character, not to mention his personal safety as well. The videos we have viewed are highly personal and invade the privacy of Daniel B. Greene and his partner. Under the law, it is unlawful for an individual to make deliberate statements intended to harm a person's reputation, invade that person's privacy interests. It's demanded that you immediately do the following: destroy the videos identified above and cease from publishing such statements on any social media platform, including but not limited to Yelp, Google, any other social media platform upon which you may have posted, including TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, and Snapchat. Retract any video identified above and any other videos or electronic communications you may have made pertaining to Daniel B. Greene on all social media platforms, including but not limited to Yelp, Google, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, Snapchat. Retract any picture pertaining to Daniel B. Greene on all social media platforms. Yeah, basically delete everything to do with them. It seems like bog standard cease and desist, basically. So the links don't work.
Hey guys, it is 8 in the morning and I touched up my roots yesterday, so I got splotches of dye in my face, but that's fine. I was just ruminating in the shower. Okay, I'm back on another day to finish this. Let's talk about day number 2. Okay, I'm just gonna...
Someone in the Discord saying, I'm pretty sexist, so let's take this shit seriously. Literally, dude, you are so beyond cooked. Anyone thinking like that is beyond cooked. You actually need help. It's like, I can't take this seriously. This woman saying she got raped and she's crying about it. Like, actually raped. And she's crying about it. I can't take this seriously. What? It's not just like Katie Bugs doing slam poetry about being tickled at a party. She's saying she got raped. She describes being like forcibly raped, basically. Not like forcibly, but like, you know, pressuring, constantly overstepping boundary, pushing past, while in a weakened state after being lied to about the intentions. With medical issues. Yeah, exactly. They make it painful. That's what she's describing. If that's true, I think you can take it relatively seriously. She's crying about it. I don't think that's crazy to cry about that.
Force myself to talk through the tears.
You're like, I
Otherwise
can't
it's
take it
just gonna take
seriously.
too long.
What do you mean you
So
can't
forgive
take
me.
it seriously?
Okay.
You're saying she got raped.
Day number 2. We went for breakfast, and over breakfast, we discussed the fact that it never should have happened, and that we were just friends, and that it was never going to happen again. We had that conversation over breakfast. After breakfast, on the way back, he stopped by an ATM.
Antenna review jingle. Wait. She actually got raped and is acting normally?
Hey, Charlotte, did you hear the news? It's rape reviews.
And I told him I didn't want his money because he said he wanted to spoil me as a friend. And he said, no, I promise you, just friends. It never should have happened, never happening again, just friends. I told you I wanted to spoil you. Right, this was a last-minute tattoo appointment. It was last minute. My Mamba Batok said, I have a cancellation for tomorrow. Do you want a spot? And I said, oh my god, yes, I'll ask my friend, but to be honest, his opinion doesn't matter. I want to get fucking tattooed. So the appointment was at 4. We got back to the hotel. I went to the pool. He stayed in the hotel room for hours. I stayed by the pool, eating edibles. Eventually he came out, we hung out there for a little bit, and then I had to go to my appointment. And he was gonna come with. So we went back to the hotel room. And as soon as we were alone again, guess who went back against his word? As soon as we were alone again, he started pressuring me all over again. And I said repeatedly, we just talked about this over breakfast. We just talked about this. We just said, we're just friends. Never happening again. Shouldn't have happened. And he kept saying, oh, what's the difference? We already did it once. What's the difference? I had a fucking tattoo appointment. I had somewhere to fucking be. Both times he jerked himself off onto me.
Dude.
Except the second time, it was worse. Because he also shoved his dick in my mouth. I remember my mouth was so fucking dry from the edibles. Felt like...
Well, Starbash, why even ask that? She's a public figure. She has 130k subs.
a fucking carpet. And it was all so fast. He came all over my buttock, which is sacred, and was given to me for sexual healing because of things that I have been through in my past. And he knows that. And then I went to my tattoo appointment. So, he cannot say that he made a mistake and it was a one-time thing. He did it twice. Both times I repeatedly tried to talk him out of it, and both times he jerked himself off onto me. Both times he said horrific things while doing it. And then I went and I got tattooed. And it was
Okay, Spinal BJ, you recognize it's possible to rape crazy stoner women too. Just because she's a crazy stoner woman doesn't mean she didn't get raped. Right? You know that those two things...
I summon my blue eyes in attack position.
Thank you for the dono. Hugely appreciated.
It was really painful, and I went into shock. And I was bandaged up. And I feel like it might have saved me. Because he didn't touch me after that.
It is a very good mix of fucked up and funny, isn't it? Are we watching the whole Panic Attack? Let's watch the whole Panic Attack. I'm watching the whole Panic Attack. Cinema.
He knew that I already have PTSD. Fuck.
Hey, real quick, do you think I could get a shot at this broad on R?
You miss 100% the shots you don't take, Jimberly. Thank you for the $5. Can't breathe. I can't breathe. Stop. Oh.
Holy fuck.
There's about 70 seconds left on the panic attack, guys.
Okay. 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 Okay, I'm done. Oh.
Aim for the £5 yen.
She's trying to hit the 10-minute mark.
Okay. No. Not doing it. Oh. Okay, okay.
Now is a great time, by the way, guys, to remind you, please, if you haven't liked the stream already, move your cursor, thumbs up and click it. Press the thumbs up on your mobile device, okay? Very awesome. We love likes on the stream. We love getting the likes up. Get the likes up, like King AK47 said. Then, guys, after you've liked the stream, you should consider donating through the Stream Elements link in the pinned chat message. Now, if you don't like Stream Elements, I understand people prefer YouTube all the time. You can buy a recurring membership. Helps build up a baseline of income on the channel. We love a baseline of income on the channel. Baseline of income is awesome. We love to see it. If you've already got a membership, however, you can gift memberships. You give 1, 5, 10, 20, 50. A whole bunch of memberships. Creates a super hype moment in the chat. Creates a super, super hype moment. We love seeing gifted memberships going off in the chat. You can buy a super chat, which is a highlighted message that if it's over $5 will be read out on TTS. Or you can buy a super sticker, which is a YouTube image or GIF that will be highlighted in chat, and I'll describe it to you. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/r/Kuihman. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, Teddy. Hey, buddy. Also, I forgot to mention that I did report this to the Las Vegas police.
Wow. You've made a police report, guys, so you can't fucking bitch if she's not taking it seriously. Now, is Spinal BJ coming in to argue that she's, lying? It's discord.gg/Kuihman, Spinal. Okay. Spinal's joined the Discord. Yes, Spinal is the lolly enjoyer. Yes. Hi, Spinal. Oh, hello, Spinal.
Hello.
How's it going?
Well, does it sound good?
It doesn't sound good, but I can hear you.
I guess that's as best as it's gonna get. Or do you want me to, like, change it?
No, no, it's fine. You'll be fine.
Okay. So, like I said, I don't believe this woman, and I think she's just crazy stoner lady.
Okay, what about her story sounded too crazy to believe, or what didn't line up with the evidence?
Well, I think it's less that it didn't line up with the evidence, because the evidence itself is okay for the most part. It's just more so why she didn't like try to mention any of this in like the first video, basically.
Good
It's like,
evening.
she says she tried to keep it vague.
Thank you for $20.
on purpose
Huge
and stuff
appreciate it.
like that. But if that was the case, then why make the video? She could have included all of those details and just not said his name, and it still would have been vague enough to where nobody knows who it is. They just know what happened. But the first video seemed like she was going the whole rape by deception route, as you call it. And then the next video, she
what she actually said is, why is the
the
deception not part of the conversation? Because because the point is that he lied to her about the nature of the trip. He said, we're going on a friend trip because I want to spoil you, to get her in a situation where she was alone, and then repeatedly pressured her into doing things that she didn't want to do.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I feel like there's a difference between implying that or having that there, and then in the next video, like saying, yeah, he did this, and then he also, on top of what you said, he also, oh, he raped me and he did this and he held me down and stuff like that. And it's just, I feel like she could have included all of that in the first video and still held on to the argument of, I didn't mention him.
Well, she kind of has to mention if he's making legal threats. It's about the legal threats now, right? That absolutely has happened. He has made legal threats against her, and he's attached his name to that himself.
Yeah, I think his response for the whole legal threats thing was kind of.
Yeah, but that's why she names him in the second video, right? It's because he has attached his name to it by making legal threats. He's saying, take the shit down or I'm suing you. So she's saying, this guy's threatening me to take the shit down or he's going to sue me. He's attaching his name to
it. Yeah, I get that part as to why she had to say it. But, I mean, that's why I don't think he did the right thing for, like bringing out the legal threats. But I can understand why he's doing it, because even if she's not mentioning him specifically, they could just dig into it and still probably figure it out or something. Or it could be affecting his personal life or something along those lines. And it's like, if that's the case, I can see why he did it if that was the case. And it seems like it was affecting his personal life because she went and told his wife about it.
Well, she went and told his wife that he cheated, and then she asked for more details, then rescinded that. And then... But you're not supposed to tell the partner. You're not supposed to tell the partner or a person if they cheat with you, especially if it's unconsensual.
Well, no, but that's part of what I think.
Wait, so you think? Okay, it's fine. Look, you think that if a guy rapes a woman while he's got a wife,
yes,
that woman shouldn't tell the wife. That's what you think.
I think she should tell the police more than the wife.
Okay, but she made a police report too.
Well, yeah, that one's fine, but then what's the point of telling the wife?
So you don't think she should tell the wife?
No, she told the police already.
You don't think the wife has a right to know that her husband raped another woman?
Well, I mean, she'll know once the police show up at her door. No.
Well, if they press charges and shit, sure, but that might not happen.
Well,
you think they should only be told if it's proven in a court of law,
or if they have enough proof to press charges? Yeah, if there's nothing else to back it up other than her word, then no.
Okay, do you extend this logic to things other than rape?
Things other like what?
Let's say someone steals something from me. Can I tell people they stole it?
Oh, yeah, because it's you saying they stole it, but if you have no proof, then nobody's obligated to believe it.
Well, his wife, we're not talking about whether people are obligated to believe it. You said that she shouldn't tell the wife. You said that's bad to do. She shouldn't tell the wife.
Okay, if you think the person stole it, and you have nothing other than you just believing that's what happened, then no, you shouldn't just go around telling people they stole that from you.
What if I have messages where they seemingly admit to wrongdoing during that trip?
Well, then you have messages about admitting.
So then am I allowed to go around and tell people about it?
Well, yeah, because you have proof of it.
Okay, so what's wrong with this woman having him saying, the voices in my head got the better of me, you didn't deserve any of that?
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with her saying it. I just think that's very clearly not
But okay,
something
but
to
you
take
said she
seriously.
shouldn't tell the wife. You're saying she shouldn't tell the wife. That's what you said.
Wow.
It's not about whether you take it seriously or whatever. You're saying she shouldn't tell the wife, but she's got that message. She's met your burden now. So should she? Is it fine for her to tell the wife?
I guess.
Okay. So you said that she shouldn't tell the wife, but now you've changed your mind.
Or yeah, if she has like a message of him saying something like that, then yeah. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't take that seriously, but if that's more than enough for someone else,
What do you
then
mean?
sure.
What do you mean? Take it seriously? What do you mean you wouldn't take that
I wouldn't
seriously?
take a guy if someone was asked, "Oh, why did you rape me?" and their response is, "The voices told me to." I'm either going to assume they're being very sarcastic or they're obviously brushing me off. I don't think anybody's going to flat out go, "The voices told me to." Seriously.
Okay. Did you actually see what the message said? Do you remember what it said, Spinal?
No, I didn't see it. I was listening because I was doing something.
Oh, I think I read it out, but I'll find it again. One moment. The parts of the message we've got, when he says about his wife, she deserved to know. My God, you didn't deserve this, and I fucked up. I started acting like the voices in my head tell me I am.
Okay. Well, then that's him admitting, I guess.
That's like a pretty. That's like I understand you don't take the voices claim very seriously, but that sounds like he's just probably trying to manipulate.
First half of him saying, I fucked up. It's like, well, that's kind of just flat out an admission at that point.
So I mean, do you believe this woman now? Do you take it more seriously, or where are you at?
I take her slightly more seriously.
Okay.
Somebody in the chat gave, I guess, what I would say is my take on it is that it probably wasn't a affair, and she found out she was the other woman or something along those lines. She's just upset about it. Or, well, she's upset about it, and in her crazy stoner mind, she believes that's rape because she was let on and wasn't the main one or something along those lines.
Do you think it's rape if someone says no, and then the person is already in a physically intimate position with them? The person says no to a certain action. The person tries it again, keeps getting a no, and then eventually the person that was saying no gives up and just lets it happen. Would you consider that rape?
No.
Okay. So you think you can endlessly pressure women, and if they give up eventually, it's fine?
I mean, yes, because it's like if someone is doing that to me, and it's like, oh hey, Miranda, if someone was doing that to me, my response would always be no. If I didn't want to, if some fat woman was saying, hey, have sex with me, my response would never be yes after 1,000 times. It would always be no.
Okay. Well, good to know you've got such a strong will, Spinal. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
All right. Catch you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Brilliant stuff. Excellent stuff. Insane conversations with Spinal BJ. No, the cease and desist was sent last year. Oh, not last year. Maybe even when the video came out. I think there's been ongoing communication or something. It's not just a guy in a relationship. They've been friends for 3 years at that point. They've been friends with no sexual interaction, apparently, for 3 years at that point. So, yeah, she's probably going to be more trusting of, we're going on a friend trip after 3 years of friendship. Lamau, doubt it. Easy timeout. Just alleged shit without any evidence. Easy timeout. See the about in Discord if you've got a problem. I don't know why she redacted that message. I don't know what other information's in there. It could be so as not to be honest, the video is on the premise that she's been given a cease and desist, partly due to invasion of privacy. That's part of the claim in the cease and desist, is invasion of privacy. So the rest of this, I would imagine, is a bunch of this guy saying, "Oh, my life's so fucked up. I just don't know what to do. Oh, I'm trying to go to therapy again," and all this shit. And she doesn't want to release any of that because she doesn't want to give them more to work with for a lawsuit. She just wants to contest the claims that she's lying or that she's defaming him. That's what I would guess. But obviously, no. The more likely outcome is that actually in these redacted parts, there's the exact lines that we would expect to make this totally normal. All the rest of the message actually says, "Hey, I'm going to pretend that I'm like a manipulative weirdo who just raped you, and is pretending that he's got voices in his head. So that's what I'm going to do in the rest of this message. Okay, you didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve that. The voices just made me do it." Yeah, I'm sure that's what the rest of the message says. Yeah. All right. It's not because she's being threatened with an invasion of privacy lawsuit. Very intelligent. Very intelligent stuff in chat today. You're right. It could be talking about an argument. It would be absolutely insane for her to use a message that's just talking about an argument. It's obviously talking about the argument from the rest of that unredacted message as evidence against a defamation suit against it. You're right. That would be that. I think that would be a totally insane thing to do. So insane. So fucking insane. That I would expect it to not be the case. And I would expect it to be more likely that this guy is talking about himself. And she's redacting it because she's being threatened with invasion of privacy. What was Dicker's take? Did Dickers cover this?
Society.
Let's see.
Oh, guess not. What it be insane for an insane person to do? Like, I hate retards like this, man. You are so close just getting timed out for like an hour or something. Get on Discord. Get on Discord. Just come and talk about it. Just saying she's insane, she'll do anything. This is one of the worst lines of argumentation I've ever fucking heard. You sound like such a stupid motherfucker saying shit like that. You would expect people to generally act within their interests. It is not within her interests to just baselessly defame by redacting part of this message that he also has access to completely change the context in a way that is obvious if you have the rest of it. That would be completely fucking insane and against her interests, the point where she would probably just destroy her life from that single act alone when dealing with someone who has already shown that they're litigious. So no, I don't think there's context in the rest of that message that would immediately make it clear that that's not what she's talking about. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's very likely. Could be. Totally could be. But it's very unlikely because that'd be hugely against her interests. Grossly against her interests. What would be in her interests is redacting it because he's talking about himself, and she's being threatened with an invasion of privacy lawsuit. That makes more sense. Bro, this woman is crazy. Okay, I know you're trolling. Dude, she called her buttock sacred. Spinal, you must be trolling. Spinal. It's a fucking Filipino word. It's a batook. It's some fucking clothing item or some shit, dude. It's not. It wasn't buttock. It wasn't buttock like her ass. It was batook. Batook. It was some fucking Filipino word.
Right? I would say
it's the tattoo.
There's no immorality there.
There you go.
And in fact, you're trying to have sex to think that that will develop an emotional connection in them so it can develop into a relationship. Listen, I don't want to fucking... Okay. In the abstract, I would say, depending on the intent, that could be a kind of emotional manipulation all in and of itself. Yeah, that's manipulation too. Not equally manipulative.
Actually, she raped him.
As like coercing somebody or lying
Dick
about...
is killing it.
Oh, I think this is
killing
really go
it.
somewhere. You know, in a year we'll be married. And then next week you're gone, right? It's different. It's different. Oh. But... yeah, they consented to things they didn't, quote-unquote, actually want. But, what?
Because eye color check?
He
does not have rape eyes. Stickers does not have rape eyes.
Maybe this could be okay if they, like, apologize, and then they're like, all right, peace, and you're like, oh, okay. Feel like I was assaulted.
I remember watching Daniel Greene review a book and he said he hated the MC for being an incel. Definitely a date-arpist.
Very true. Thank you for the €5.
I can't call it that. People are fucked up. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this matter? So that's the conversation I want to have. I think that manipulation and long-term, even short-term, lying to get what you want needs to be a part of the conversation when it comes to consent.
Yeah, she did.
The first video was a different claim. First video suggests you agreed to it. Second, subscribe rate is incongruent. I'm going to reply to this, but I'm going to stop replying to you because you're fucking retarded and you need to get in Discord if you want to be treated like a normal person, okay? So that's not what happened. That is not what happened here. In the first video, she says, you didn't fight back. She says, you didn't fight back. Oh, did you really consider it because you didn't fight back? And in the second video, she says, he kissed her mid-sentence. So she probably didn't push him off. She probably let it continue, allowed with non-verbal consent, this to continue, sort of being like, not really being 100% if she wanted to reject them or not. Let it continue, and then he kept pressuring for more and more and more and more until he jerks off on her. That's the story. It's not incongruent. She kept it vague. She spoke about concepts surrounding it, about, you know, deception, how that works in with consent, how that can play into an assault. It makes it, if you approach it with any level of good faith, not just spazzing out because you're some fucking freak dude that just wants to fucking rape women in like total destiny mindset of rape. I hope he gets raped with a fucking shovel. Sort of fucking mindset of just like any time a woman speaks out about anything, you're just like in a total fucking blind rage. Anytime you see a woman emotional about anything, you enter a blind rage and you want her to shut up because you're so terrified of the idea that one of the women you pressured into sex when you were like 16 is going to come out against you in a few years. Stop. Take a break. Take a break. Approach it with some level of good faith. And just say, hey, what could she be saying here? What could she be saying here? And it all makes total sense. It all fits in. She's keeping it vague in the first thing. She talks about associated concepts and says, oh yeah, we don't think about how deception can play into rape. And she says she didn't fight back. And then in the clarification video, in the second video, she says that he lied to her about the nature of the trip, which we can see, which is evidenced. He gets her alone. He makes a move on her mid-sentence while she's in sort of a weakened state and she doesn't really know what to do. And then keeps pressuring and pressuring and pressuring and doesn't care about her safety during it before jerking off on her. And then does a similar thing the next day. Then she tells the partner. They didn't agree to meet again. They were on a trip. They were both in Vegas. They wasn't agreeing to meet again. They were on a trip. They were staying together. Because he said, I want to take you on a friend trip.
Just dab on us. Or did the rapist dab on her? Is that an additional charge? Can you get an additional charge?
Because some people consent to things and then find out that it was not at all what they thought it was. Does that make...
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
Makes sense. So
people saying she could have got like this. I'm pretty sure that's got to be a joke comment, but it's like, oh, I can just rape women infinitely as long as they don't leave. As long as the woman's still there, I can just keep raping. It's like, you're fucking insane. You're fucking insane. Please, I beg you to carry out these morals in real life. I would love to see it. I would love to see where your life ends up.
Someone consenting to sleep with someone because they're dating and it's going somewhere and they feel safe and that's what it's going to be, that's what they consented to. If that person then has sex with them and is like, if that person then has sex with them and is like, all right, cool, that's all I wanted, you're an idiot for believing my lies. They didn't consent to that. And I'm not saying that's what happened to me, but like, just an example, there's a lot of people who...
So she says there, I'm not saying that's what happened to me, but that's just an example. She literally says there, you're so fucking stupid, Daedalus. You're so fucking dumb. You've been hung up on this point almost the whole segment. Because she is explaining how deception plays into consent and into sexual relationships. So she's giving an example of essentially rape by deception. You fucking retard. She's just talking about the general ideas, talking about her feelings, vaguely, on a situation she's recently been in and how it's making her think about consent. You fucking idiot.
You're an idiot for believing my lies. They didn't consent to that. And I'm not saying that's what happened to me, but like, just an example, there's a lot of people who have been through this. So for anyone that has experienced this, what do you think? Obviously, there's more extreme cases. You know, for some, it's like, yeah, that happened, but it wasn't so bad. And for some, it's like, yeah, no,
I don't even care about the rape. I don't care about the rape. I don't care. I care about the fact there's a bunch of fucking retards in my chat who hate women so much that they are just denying evidence. They're denying evidence. They are making things up about this story to try and just hate women more. It's fucking annoying. I hate women. I hate women for things that women actually do and ways in which they are genuinely annoying. Okay, much like men. But I don't want that muddied by a bunch of people who just get mad when a woman says she got raped just because she says she got raped, and you don't want women telling people about when they get raped because you want to be able to rape women. That's annoying. That's fucking annoying to me.
Completely manipulated and lied to and assaulted, and it's been following me, and I can't describe.
Okay. So she talks about a lot of specifics there. It's clear she's talking about a specific situation. She's not talking about an abstract. Additional charges for emoting over a rape victim. Imagine you promise a girl, it's like, babe. Listen, I'm finally ready to commit, okay?
Jacob getting a easy hour-long timeout for that. Okay, 30 minutes for that retarded fucking message. What evidence? Her word and the guy being cringe in Discord. No, the messages where he admits to wrongdoing, says she doesn't deserve it, and he's hearing voices in his head. Those messages. The messages where she's exchanging a conversation with the person's partner, and the partner says those two are the most vile people she's ever met. The messages where they're planning the trip, where he says we're going on a friend trip, and he wants to spoil her. No, that's the evidence I'm going off of, you fucking moron.
fucking give that to you. So
The cease and desist, where he has her video linked and says it's about him.
we do anal. And then you do it. No grease. Rock hard. And then bounce. Babe, where you going? Where you going? And just before you walk out the door, this is the last thing she sees.
Okay.
And then you're gone.
Okay.
And away you go. Anyway. Fuck. Blasted, what do you mean do not refresh the page? What the fuck are you talking about? Do you want to send me a message? I've got no clue what the fuck you're talking about. Ugh. You've sent this like 3 fucking times. I've got no fucking clue what you're talking about. Anyway. That's right, Sliggins. Stink fuck, no grease. Anyway. So, let's have a look. Open the link in a separate tab. Okay. What, is it gone? Has she deleted it? No way.
What's this? Freddy linking in the Discord? This is how Freddy's feeling right now. Exposure to 80 to 90 IQ alt-writers can turn even the most tasteful anti-Semite into a Judiophile. This is what happened to Ernst Jünger. The French had the good idea that anti-Semitism was itself supposed to be a sort of secret society, similar to Masonry, not for the vulgar masses. This is real about misogyny. This is real. Okay, retard in the Discord saying, male, female friendships don't go on trips together. They don't do vacations together. First of all, that's not necessarily true. There are a bunch of weird theater kids and shit like that that do that shit. However, even if we were to say that it is not true that men and women go on trips together, that doesn't mean that just because you're able to fool a woman into going on a trip with you and being alone, you then get to rape her. You don't then get to rape a woman because you managed to trick her because she was so dumb. That's not how it works, you fucking retard. So that is totally meaningless to the situation.
Oh, fuck. Okay, she hasn't deleted the next video I wanted to cover. Oh, my God. I mean, fuck this woman's emotions. I thought she'd fucked up my docket then. Fuck me. Okay, let me have a look. Let me have a look. Has she deleted this original video?
Hey guys!
It's still there, you fucking retard. Don't refresh. What do you mean, don't refresh?
They're saying she went there willingly and it was probably consensual. Wait, okay, what evidence do you have for it being consensual? Because there's a bunch of evidence for it not being consensual. I've got no evidence for it being consensual, aside from, well, people don't go on friends trips. Wrong. Incorrect information. But that's the only piece I've got. But I've got him saying that, you think this is... Him knowing that the video is about him. The consent is implied by going on a trip with him, dude.
Hey guys!
Retard. Anyway. Oh. What do you mean archive? Fuck. Archive? There's nothing there. It's still on her channel. Oh my god. Talking about channels, Parapod makes an excellent fucking comment. But listen, guys, we've got 72 viewers here, okay? And we've only got 20 likes. I don't know what's going on. I know you're all here
Otherwise,
for
white rapists are dangerous.
relief for
That's
your
just
defamation.
facts.
In the effect you failed to meet this demand, please be advised that Daniel Greene has asked us to communicate to you that he will pursue all available legal remedies, including seeking monetary damages, injunctive relief, and an order that you pay court costs and attorney's fees. Your liability and exposure under such legal action should be considerable.
bury me
It's
under...
like there's not even, as far as I'm aware, there's not even a
The
case for, like, as far as I've always known, there's not even really a case for defamation that I get from that first video, because he's not identifiable from that video. You don't know that's about fucking Daniel Greene until Daniel Greene puts a fucking cease and desist out. So what's the fucking claim for defamation in the first place? You look guilty as fuck. Dicker's raid, we're just watching his rape apology.
legal fees, and they would wipe me off of social media. Again, I never said that that video was about Daniel. Not once. I never identified who it was about. I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. Daniel knows that. In fact, that was something that I said to his lawyer. I told his lawyer, I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. Daniel knows that.
Oh, what is she doing? This is an argument you're going to make in court. Why the fuck would you try and argue with a lawyer? What do you think they're going to do? Apologise and revoke the cease and desist? Oh, man, I feel so bad for this woman. I mean, regardless of whether you think that it was defamation and she's given enough evidence to say, you know, whatever, it's clear that she just doesn't know how to conduct herself during this. P.S. Can you explain to me how he's a medical professional? So, for the last video, it was a general discussion. I talked about mental health and trauma and PTSD on my pages. I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. He knows that. If he thinks that video is about him, it just says something about how he views his own behaviour. You're sending this back to his lawyer. You're sending this back to his lawyer. What are you doing? Please let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. So you basically just emailed them back to say, I'm not going to comply with this cease and desist. They stopped reading after that.
He thinks that video's about him. That just says something about how he views his own behavior.
Oh, no. Oh.
So I did not take that video down.
Oh.
They gave me 24 hours, or they would sue me. I never heard back.
Most cease and desists give you 30 days.
You don't have to be like named. You don't have to be like named. It's about whether you can reasonably figure out who it is. But I don't think anyone figured out who this was until the second video. I think only after he makes a cease and desist and she makes a second video do people know it's him.
But there's no source for that claim, I guess.
His lawyer, despite the fact that I asked her a direct question, she called him a medical professional. As far as I know, I don't think he's a doctor.
A lawyer has written this under pain of perjury. A lawyer has written this and presumably signed this under pain of perjury. Why are you trying to quibble whether he's a medical professional or not? That is the least important part of this situation. I feel, oh my god, she just doesn't know how to conduct herself during this tour, does she? Oh my god.
I'm assuming that was a typo, or they forgot to remove it from the template.
Huh? Wait, a typo where they forgot to remove this from a template? Why are you making more factual claims? Why are you making more speculation? That this lawyer, an officer of the court, is just using a template, and they forgot to delete it.
Hey, they could sign the fuck out.
Personal opinion, but okay.
I sent the
Maybe
season.
a troll. I mean, if this isn't a troll, if this is a
yeah,
lie,
you should do this with legal counsel. Wait, what the fuck? What the? Did my stream go down?
Why would a cease and desist be from an email? Apparently, I think from the timeline that she's given, they had an email conversation of some kind, and then a cease and desist was mailed to her.
And desist to someone, and she's read a lot of them in her life, and she said that this was one of the most aggressive cease and desists she had ever read in her life.
Okay.
She also said that if she hadn't known what this was about, she would have thought it was a cease and desist in regards to a bad review on Yelp for a doctor. Because they brought up Yelp like 8 times. They didn't want me talking about him ever again. But again, I never said that video was about him. Oh. Now, they also accused me of harassment and invasion of privacy, which I'm not afraid to address. I have nothing to hide. After what he did to me in Vegas, I reached out to his partner.
Oh, so now you are making the allegation. What are you doing? What are you doing? What is she doing? She could have... Her defense could have been... Listen, in that video, I have never made a public statement naming this man and directly making this allegation against him. And now she's made a video confirming it and reiterating the claim.
Truth is an absolute defense.
Listen, in that video... Oh, so now you are making the allegation.
Now, they also accuse me of harassment and invasion of privacy, which I'm not afraid to address. I have nothing to hide. After what he did to me in Vegas, I reached out to his partner.
Oh, so now you are making the allegation. What are you doing? What are you doing? What is she doing? She could have... Her defense could have been... Listen, in that video, I have never made a public statement naming this man and directly making this allegation against him. And now she's made a video confirming it and reiterating the claims.
Because I needed her to know that what had happened, I didn't want.
The lawyer.
I know what it's like to move country for somebody and then find out that they're a lying, cheating piece of shit. I needed her to know that I didn't want it.
I can't stomach this. I can't stomach all the sorting out about poor legal decisions when, you know, if she actually made poor legal decisions, then surely she'll get taken to cleaners, right? She'll get completely wiped out. Because she's just totally lying about this, and he definitely didn't admit wrongdoing in some of those messages. Also, I don't think Dickus is pausing to read anything, which is pretty crazy. So, not very interesting. Okay.